Monday, 15th June 2026, 3 Asia-Pacific AI stories before your first coffee. Bangalore-based Avatar has launched Varia, a video AI model priced at roughly $0.005 per second, about 20 times cheaper than competitors including Google's Veo, Kling, Luma and Runway. Varia is distilled from Alibaba's open-weight 1.2.2 model, running inference in 4 steps instead of 50, which makes it roughly 10 times faster to render. The startup is one of 12 backed under India's $1.2 billion India AI mission and is shipping open weight through the government's AIinAsia portal. Why it matters: Varia's pricing reframes video generation as a commodity input rather than a premium creative tool, and that shift hits Asia's massive e-commerce and short video ecosystems first. Merchants on platforms like Meesho, Flipkart and Shopee, who currently pay agencies for product video, can now generate clips at a fraction of the cost, compressing the content supply chain to near zero marginal cost. For builders, the distillation approach, taking an open foundation model and optimizing it aggressively for speed and cost, is a playbook other India AI mission grantees will likely replicate across modalities. Capital allocators should watch whether AIinAsia becomes a distribution channel that gives Indian startups a deployment advantage similar to what Hugging Face provides in the West. Kuala Lumpur's cabinet is set to review Malaysia's first dedicated AI governance bill this month, making it one of the earliest Southeast Asian nations to move from voluntary guidelines to binding legislation. The bill arrives as the region's policy calendar thickens. China enters the final countdown before its anthropomorphic AI rules take effect on the 1st of July, and Singapore is preparing a refreshed AI assurance framework designed to give deployers a structured way to demonstrate model safety. 3 governments, 3 distinct regulatory instruments, all converging inside the same 4-week window. Why it matters: operators building across ASEAN now face a live compliance surface that was largely theoretical 6 months ago. Malaysia's bill, if it clears cabinet and moves to Parliament, will force vendors selling into the Malaysian market to map their model governance to a statutory standard rather than a voluntary code. Singapore's assurance framework, by contrast, leans on audit and disclosure rather than hard mandates, giving multinationals a softer landing but raising the bar on documentation. China's anthropomorphic rules will hit any company deploying humanoid or avatar-style AI products inside the mainland, with extraterritorial implications for firms whose models are trained offshore but served locally. Capital allocators should watch whether Malaysia's bill includes an enforcement body with real teeth or defaults to an existing regulator, because that single design choice will shape compliance costs for the next 3 to 5 years. A new survey across Asia-Pacific finds finance teams deploying AI tools to clear routine backlogs left by the profession's deepening talent shortage, with the clearest gains showing up in reconciliations, invoice matching, and first-pass reporting. The accountant pipeline has been thinning for years across markets including Australia, Singapore, and Japan, and firms are now using automation less as an upgrade and more as a stopgap to keep core functions running. Adoption remains concentrated in larger practices, while smaller firms and sole practitioners are largely still waiting on the sidelines. Why it matters: the accounting shortage is not a staffing inconvenience, it is a structural bottleneck for audit quality, tax compliance, and capital markets transparency across the region. AI tools are absorbing the lowest skill, highest volume tasks first, which buys time but does not rebuild the human pipeline that regulators and listed companies depend on. Builders selling into this space should note that demand is real, but price sensitivity is high among the smaller firms that need help most. Capital allocators watching professional services automation should track whether these tools start moving upstream into judgment-heavy work like audit opinions and tax advisory, because that is where the margin and the regulatory scrutiny will follow. That is your AIinAsia briefing for today. Stay sharp, build well, see you tomorrow.